As Florida moves to end all vaccine mandates in the state, many are wondering what would that look like? If it happens, Florida would become the first state to do so.
Joining us now is Facing South Florida host Jim DeFede. So Jim, when it comes to vaccine mandates, how much can be done unilaterally by the governor and surgeon general, and how much of this ultimately falls on the state legislature?
No, that's really the question that everyone had. That press conference that the governor and the surgeon general had the other day was a lot of hoopla without a lot of answers. And so one of the things I wanted to try to figure out was exactly what vaccinations are required by statute. So I think we've got a graphic that'll show that. Let's go ahead and we can call that up. So the vaccines that are mandated by statute, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, all the big ones. You know, now those, because they're by statute, the legislature would have to pass a law rescinding those vaccine mandates. Now, because not everything is done through law, some things are done by rules. Hepatitis B and chickenpox, those vaccine mandates are done by a rule within the Department of Health. The Surgeon General can do away with that, and so we could expect that within any day now, the Surgeon General will sign an order basically doing away with mandates for hepatitis B and chickenpox.
And Jim, what will this mean for public school systems? For the most part, public schools do require kids to be vaccinated, so how would they begin to navigate this?
You know, that's going to be really up to the legislature. Their legislature is going to determine what is exactly going to happen here. So you know, I've been talking to various legislators, and one of the things that I ended up hearing was a lot of skepticism. First off, a lot of confusion. This wasn't a really great rollout. There was, like I said, that press conference was a bit manic at times, and talking about the Surgeon General talking about the end of slavery and don't trust your doctor. During that press conference, he even talked about how the COVID vaccine was poison. It was a rather bizarre thing that has caught legislators by surprise as well. So they're going to take a very cautious approach. I'm skeptical that the legislature is going to go with doing away with polio vaccines, with measles vaccines for young kids to be able to go to school. I also think that legislators who I've spoken to are concerned about the cost of this, because when the CDC in Washington, when the State Department of Health starts saying that these things aren't mandated, then you end up with a situation where insurance companies won't pay for it then, which will end up leaving a situation where you could see individuals having to pay for these vaccines in a way that they hadn't before. And if you're in the low-income family groups, you start deciding, do I get my kid immunized, or do I just say, never mind, I'm going to deal with other costs that I've got right now?
And that would be a huge risk, obviously, for a lot of people. All right, Jim DeFede, thank you so much. And by the way, you can watch Jim Sunday mornings on Facing South Florida at 8:30 a.m.